Good morning. The joy of just sitting, of just working in my gratitude journal, of just being is life changing. I've always felt terrible to just do nothing. And now I realize it's necessary for your growth, for your healing, to recuperate, to fill your cup, call it whatever you want. And I never used my art and my creative journey to do that. I always forced myself to create something that I can sell, that was beautiful, that was worth my while. And it became exhausting. And now I've started this journey of my gratitude journals where I took lots of just random papers, bind them into a book, and then I just sit and I just do whatever I feel like doing. No preconceived ideas, no pressure, nothing. I just sit. So I was sitting here and I just thought, you know what, I just want to share this with you because this is just as important, or for me actually more important, this season of rest than the rest. So I was just sitting here going through my journal, writing stuff in it, and I just became so still. I mean, if you've been on my channel for a while, I think the last 4 months I've created more than 100 videos, and it was fun. I loved it. It never felt like work. I was never forced to do it. I just did it and loved every moment. And then now all of a sudden, I'm tired. I'm really feeling just not tired in a bad way. Just realize I'm in a season that I really just doesn't have anything exciting to share. Life is just happening. I'm just resting. I got a new puppy and I must admit I am kind of tired. You know, looking after a puppy is exhausting. Exhilarating on the one side, but on the other side, exhausting. But guess what? After 3 days, Charlie is already house trained because during the night, whenever he moves in his basket, I take him out. So, I mean, I woke up about 3-4 times a night to take him out. But now he's house trained and he's sleeping now, and I had so much fun watching him play, and now I'm also resting. And what do I feel like doing? Just gluing. So I was sitting here, there was lots of things on my little table, you know, as I call it, my nest. TV is there, it's not on or anything. I'm just sitting in the stillness, enjoying just being. And no idea what I'm doing, but I've got my glue and I'm gluing some papers. Now I'm gonna write something down. This was a paper that was filled with words on it like this one, and I thought I'm just gonna cover it up by just gluing. And now I am really just taking a palette knife, some white paint, and I am just going to smear it over this. You know, And the most amazing thing with this journal journey of mine, I am now at my journal number 4. I mean, this is in a month. So I made the journals, 3 of them, while I was dyeing my papers and stuff. So at the end, I made 3 journals that I called gratitude journals. And I just like this, I'm just filling them up by writing down things that really speaks to me, by just gluing in some papers, by just, look at this, there I was just slow stitching in some jelly plate prints. And I must confess, I am absolutely in love with jelly prints. I mean, most of this book is filled with jelly prints, plate prints, random. This was made on cloth. You can see there all my cushions. This was a piece like that. And this was just on another piece. And some of them, you can't really do anything except collage or put them in this journal. But just looking through them, just touching them, and just looking at the colors and the texture, I cannot tell you how that touches me. It makes me want to run up to my room and make some more. Just random, just make, and just, because no matter what you do, the effect is just mind-blowing. Look at that. So most of my book, or a lot of my pages in my book, is actually jelly plate prints that I then just write things on, press some flowers on, whatever. But this book is just my book. It's just for me. It's just to play in, to do in whatever the life in me is leading me to do, to look through it, to read through it, to touch through it. As you can say, these are just jelly plate prints that I put in to create my book. This is now the page, but just look how beautiful it is. It came together just because with a palette knife, I just smeared some white acrylic paint on. So this is an ordinary paper, not good. I mean, it's just a printing paper. But the minute you add some jelly or some acrylic paint on, it becomes, and some collage paper, it becomes a beautiful thing to just do something on. I did it somewhere in front, but now it's wet, but as you can see, my book, I started there. What is life teaching me? When I started this book a couple of days back, I was in that space. What is life teaching me at this moment? You know, the life in us, in and around us. And this is the one. I was one day also just sitting, just randomly gluing things on. There was a little flower that I just dried there, pressed on there, and then a piece of random yarn that was just lying around, and just look at that. You know, it's nothing. It's not actually anything special, but it brought me so much peace and so much joy. You are not taking responsibility for life until you take responsibility for this moment. Now. This is because now is the only place where life can be found. You know, so many times I feel lifeless. I feel depleted. And then I look for situations in the future or in the past to make me happy. And that is not taking responsibility. The only time when I can find joy and peace and is in this moment, in the life in me. So that is what the life is telling me. So I am writing it down in my book. Another one, why is man unhappy? No animal or bird is unhappy. Man desires happiness, but is never happy right now. And happiness is always here. It's not in the past, it's not in the future, it's here. You always only have this moment. Isn't it crazy? And we try everything to get out of this moment, you know, by using our minds and running into the future, into a situation that vain imagination, you know. It's happening all around you. Allow it to enter within. Happiness is always here. It's happening all around you. This is what my little puppy is showing me. It's happiness. It's pure happiness. He's now lying there in his basket sleeping and so happy. In peace, at peace. Happiness, it's happening all around you. Allow it to enter within. Be part of existence. We exist now in this moment, but we're not part of it because we go with our mind either into vain imaginations of the future or of the past. So we're not part of existing right now. But look at animals and trees and birds. They are in part of existence. They are now. Don't move in the future. Existence never moves into the future. Only the mind does. So this is what my gratitude journal, my what is life teaching me journal is telling me. So I am in love with these type of journalings. I've always enjoyed writing down, you know, what speaks to me, writing it down, because the awesome thing is now I can just go back and read what I've already written down. And it's in a journal. But now I can incorporate my writing, what life is telling me, showing me, plus creating, just sitting and just doing. There was just a piece of paper that I just made cut a little square in, add a little ribbon. I mean, they're there. I can now glue a piece on it, writing, whatever. Put it in an envelope. This was just a piece that I tear out of a magazine. So you don't need to do anything. Just let each moment be as it is. Isn't that awesome? You don't need to do anything. You just need to let each moment be as it is. And there's another long story by replacing fear of the unknown with curiosity. We open ourselves up to an infinite stream of possibilities. infinite stream of possibilities. And what I am learning more and more is you're never too old. Your life is never over, because life happens now. If you are 99 years old or you are 9 years old, life is happening now in this moment, and it will keep happening in this realm when you're still in the body. So your life can never be over. What the life wants to do through you can never be over. We're limited by our minds thinking that, oh, we're too old. You know, our lives are in the past. And it's such a big lie that we believe. The life is in us. It's working through us. It's teaching us, changing us, healing us. Always moving, always flowing like the river of life. But we miss it, ignore it, because we are not looking for it in this moment. We're looking for the meaning of life in the future, in something that's gonna happen, something that happened. The meaning of life is just whatever is happening in your life right now. What meaning do you give it? The meaning that I give this is just, it's teaching me to be present, to experience the gift of life, to allow the life in me to speak to me, to flow through me, to do whatever it wants and needs to do in me by being present. And it's amazing. You don't love the beautiful. Oh, look at this. You don't love the beautiful. Whoever you love becomes beautiful, because love gives beauty to everything. And love is who we are in spirit and truth. It's our true identity, and it makes life beautiful when we love it. Is that our minds get everything the wrong side around. We want something beautiful, and then we want to love it because it's beautiful. But it's the other way around. Love comes first. It always comes first. And then whatever you love becomes beautiful. It's just, as I say, these things are just touching me deeply. Most of these things I find on either my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, wherever. I am on many groups that have sayings and truths that speaks to me. That is the awesome thing. It's like a book. It's like anything. You got to find what speaks to you and then read more of that. Not everybody wants to listen to me and are on my level. I don't want to say, that's not the word, but we're all on the path home to that place where we realize we are spiritual beings created in the image and likeness of our spiritual source, pure unconditional love. So we're all back there because we forgot where we are, but we are on different paths. You know, we're going up the mountain to the revelation of our truth. Let's say up a mountain. There are many little roads up the mountain. You are walking on this path, you are meeting this person, you walk a couple of years, months, days together, then you split and you go. And that is how we move through this realm. So at times I'm very, some people's writings or whatever really speaks to me, and I love it and I cannot get enough of it, and I read and I allow it to enter in and to change me. And then after a while, it becomes, call it boring. Then I know it's time for me to move on. They did their work in me. It was amazing, but now I need to go further. It's like school. You know, you're in grade 1. You need to be there. You get out of it and you learn and you grow and you love and you enjoy it. And then at the end of the year, you realized you are now outgrowing this. You need to move on. And the problem with us in this realm, we're scared to move because religion told us you need to stay where you are for the rest of your life. This is the only truth whatever. In the meantime, the Spirit in us leads us to more and more and more truths and revelations as we move. You know, nothing is more sad than a child that stays in grade 1 when he's actually supposed to be in grade 3 or 4 or 10. That is pure sadness. But how many of us are too scared to move on because we're indoctrinated and whatever, that everything else than what we believe is wrong, and then that's why we never grow. I have no idea how I got to this. So yeah, this is just my journey at this stage, is just resting, being, enjoying my gratitude journal. There's no such thing as tomorrow. There never will be, because time is always now. We find there's only present, only an eternal now. Because what happened in the past? What happened when I, let's say, gave birth to my firstborn son? That was now. You know, that was my now then. Everything that happened in the past happened in the now. And everything that will happen in the future also happens in your now. So there's only now. So why don't we learn to start to enjoy and savor and get out of our nows the life in us that's flowing, moving, providing all that we need, everything in this moment. Why do we block it, miss it, ignore it, go against it? I don't want my life to turn out like this now. I now want to be with my kids in Thailand. I don't want to be here, you know. Then we miss the life. So, because life is now. What is life showing you about you now? And that is why most of us live through this whole realm with ever being present and finding the life within, walking with the life within, enjoying life, savoring life. Stress is caused by being here but wanting to be there. I read it again. Stress is caused by me being here. I am now here in my house with my new puppy and my husband, and this is what's happening now. But not wanting to be here because I want to be somewhere else. And I am learning to just make peace with what is happening in my life now and find the beauty of life in this moment, in what's happening in my life now. It's the most difficult thing we'll ever have to do, to learn, is to be present in the present, to walk with the life in you instead of your mind always wanting to be somewhere else and not here. Well, love you lots. Is it from Zetster's Lab? So it's a glorious day. As I said, my puppy is sleeping. I am just playing What will I do on this now? I don't know. I can add more color and more things. When I get something, you know how this started this morning. I walked in my house and this leaf fell off one of my plants inside. And I looked at it, picked it up, and it was just so beautiful. And I thought, let me go and put it in my gratitude journal. And I came, and as you can see, my things are here, needle, and I just fasten it like that. You know, just there with my music sheet page that I just put in. This was just, remember the jelly plate prints I made, or this was just my eucalyptus leaves that I pressed into some acrylic paint, and I just pressed it onto here. And look there, now I turn and there's a leaf, and this leaf will dry and it will become part of this. And the awesome thing, as I said, with these journals of mine, everyone teaches me new things. I still need to paint on this with acrylics, because this was a big painting I did on vintage linens that I tore up, so I still need to paint something on this with acrylic. But I'll do that whenever. I must admit, I went and I got my art supplies out again, because all of a sudden I get the urge to now start to draw again, to paint, to start working with my paints in my journals. I didn't do that for a while, and now I feel the urge coming. So there's my glue, there's all my oil pastels, my soft pastels, my watercolors, my pencils, watercolor pencils and stuff are now all here. So they are my gouache, is that how you say it? They are all here. So I am moving into my little spot here. It's actually autumn, but winter is coming, and the days are just glorious. So I'm between this spot and outside, and I just feel like playing with more art supplies again. So this is just being. Just using your creativity to just do whatever you feel like doing, and just allow yourself to rest. There's nothing that you need to do. There's nothing that you need to accomplish. All you have to do is just enjoy being and creating. And in the process, your cup will be filled, and you will get healing and restoration and whatever you need in your life in this moment. You can only find it in this moment, inside the life in you. And as I always say, when you find those things that makes you come alive and feel alive, and realize you are alive, those things that bring you into the present moment, that are the stuff we need to search for and do and learn to savor and enjoy. Because that's where all our needs are met in this moment. We are already whole and perfect and in need of nothing. But we don't realize it. We don't walk in our fullness, live in our fullness, because we live in the future or the past and not in this moment. Love you lots. So if you want to know what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing. I am resting on my couch, working in my book, enjoying my little puppy and watching him play with my other dog, Bella Blops, and just being, moment by moment. Look at this. This was one of the cloths. I think it's a cotton. It was I don't know. But husband used it to clean some stuff in his garage. And I always need to wash his lappies, He buy those big bundle of reject cloth. And then they usually get thrown there in front of my washing machine, and then I need to wash them. So this one came out, and I just love it. I immediately took it, and I am now going to apply it, put it in my book. I don't know how, I don't know what I'm going to do, what I'm going to use with it. But you see, so you live your life, you find things, and you immediately think, oh, my journal, what can I do with it? And then when I come and I sit here, it just happens. This was a jelly plate print that I just tore up yesterday, and it became a little flower. That was a serviette I got at I cannot remember, I went to eat somewhere or something, and I got this beautiful serviette, and I said, I'm not going to use my serviette, I'm going to bring it home. And I just worked it onto this piece. And this was one of my cloths also that I threw out, and husband found and used, and then it got washed and found its way back to me. But look how beautiful, and I just worked it on. There was a jelly plate print, I think, with some inks I did, and just look at it. It just goes together. So this is it. So I am just playing. I am restoring, filling my cup, just being, just doing what makes me happy. Happy that I am alive. Makes me peaceful. Experience peace and joy wherever I find myself in this moment. So love you lots, is it from That's the Slab. And go and create your journal and just start becoming like a child again, and just do whatever makes you experience peace in this moment.